I'm going to do something a little bit different today. As you can see, the camera is not facing me. I decided to bring you a little bit of sunshine and lemonade. um, I'm still on that topic of me time and self-care. I want to admonish you to take time to enjoy the little things in life. I remember when I was in the store, the day that I actually bought this little throw blanket that you're looking at. I remember looking through the store for some things that I needed, and it was after the official end of the summer season on the calendar. In Greensboro, we go from summer to maybe 2 weeks of fall and then straight to winter. So the calendar officially declared already at that point that we were in autumn and fall, but the weather said otherwise. But anyway, I was in the store and I saw this throw blanket, and I was kind of perusing through, looking down the aisle, just looking at things. And there were other throw blankets that I had seen prior to this one. But when I saw this particular throw blanket, it just caught my eye, and it was like, I have to have this in my room. It's not a big deal. It didn't cost a lot of money, but it's one of those things that kind of makes me happy when I look at it, just the brightness of the yellow. And that's what I mean when I say self-care. We'll spend money on food and a pair of shoes that make our feet hurt, and the next perfume because it's popular, and a hairstyle and getting our nails done and getting pedicures. We don't think twice about those things, but there are other areas where we can do things for ourselves that don't cost a lot of money, but help to lift our mood and our spirits. Did you know that if you take vitamin D, as in David, vitamin D, that is also something that helps you with mood elevation? And we are approaching the season of year where a lot of people deal with sadness and depression. This holiday season, the first one being Thanksgiving, the next one being Christmas, a lot of people get depressed because they've lost loved ones, and they mourn and grieve over the fact that they are not able to spend those holidays with those loved ones. Sometimes it's not just because the loved one's no longer around, but sometimes a loved one died around that time, so it's just all around a negative thing for some people. Find a way to rewrite the story. Don't walk around life dreading anything. You don't want to dread the holiday season. You don't want to dread times of the year. You don't want to dread when the daylight savings time comes to an end, which will take place tonight going into the wee hours of the morning. We're going to gain an hour. The clocks go back 1 hour. Don't let that stop you from enjoying your life and staying positive. And you know yourself. You know what it takes to keep you in that positive mode. And you know what things are triggers that pull you into a negative headspace. Be very intentional about it. Be intentional about it. I can tell you from experience, people say this old thing, time heals all wounds. That is the biggest lie I've ever heard. Time does not heal all wounds. If you're wounded and time is passing and you're not being intentional about being positive, about healing those wounds, about making right confessions, about processing, about forgiveness, you won't heal. You'll just become worse. You'll become embittered. You'll become stuck in a place. And you don't have to live that way. I can tell you from experience that time does not heal all wounds. I had to be intentional about my healing. And, I just wanted to pass that nugget on. Whatever your, I don't want to say guilty pleasure is, you shouldn't feel guilty about the pleasurable things you indulge in. If it makes you feel guilty, then you may need to revisit and reconsider what you're indulging in. But whatever it is that is pleasurable for you, for some people it's what the world calls eye candy. Like this right here. This is my eye candy. This is another eye candy of mine. This is a chair that I put these on. This is a seat that you're looking at now. So this animal print, I love animal print. That is a throw blanket, just kind of folded up for comfort. And then this is the back of it. And the reason why I have these blankets on here is because the actual chair is made of plastic. So, you know, this time of the year when it gets a little chilly, it doesn't feel the most comfortable to have that against your body. But these are things that I just love. You know, they just make my eyes happy. Make my eyes happy. So, find out what that is for you. And be intentional about it. You know, we need to stop spending so much time on social media and stop spending so much time in front of the television and playing those games on our phones, on our computers. Those things really zap us of time and space and energy that could be better used. How easy is it for you to wind down at the end of a busy day? You know, if you find yourself struggling to go to sleep, if you find yourself struggling to stay awake during the day, you may need to revisit your daily routine. You may be engaging in activities that drain you and that prevent you from that natural process of winding down at the end of the day. If you find yourself restless at night and you can't sleep, there's a reason for it. And I say, you know, your life should be busy with the things that God has called you to do. Your life should be fulfilling and purposeful, yes. But it shouldn't be full to the point where it's endangering or compromising your health. And don't compare yourself to your neighbor or your sister in Christ or even your siblings and your family members. God gave each person different capacity. There's a parable in the Bible about a 1-talent person, a 2-talent person, and a 5-talent person. And I'd love to relate that story to the way that we as people are made up. There are some people who are good at like one thing, and it's not parallel to the way the story went in the Bible, because in the Bible, the person with the 1 talent, he hid the talent. He didn't multiply it, didn't do anything with it. So I'm not using that parable to compare the outcome of it, but I'm using that parable to compare the way that God created us. We all have different levels of skill and ability. We all have different levels of capacity for handling projects and managing our time and things of that nature. You know when you're doing your best, and you know when you're being lazy. Even if you're not honest about it, you still know enough about yourself to know when you're doing your best and when you're not. Do the best that you can do. My mother used to always tell me when I was growing up, if you've done the best that you can do, no one can ask more of you than that. Not even God would ask you for more than that. He asks you to do the best that you can do. And when you put your faith and trust and confidence in Him and give what you're doing to Him and do it as unto Him, and then allow Him to put His super on your natural, then you know you have exponential ability. You have an ability that goes above and beyond what you can achieve as one individual. So, yeah, just be intentional about that, you know. And for those of you who are 2-talent people, 5-talent people, don't dumb yourself down. Don't pretend to be less than who and what you are. Don't pretend to be less gracious than what you are, because the people around you either have 1 talent or fewer talents than you, and they may feel intimidated by you. If they're intimidated by you and don't support your greatness, I dare say you need to revisit who's in your close circle, because those who are really for you will be supportive of you and encourage you to be the best that you can be, regardless of what they are like in comparison. And there really should be no comparison. We're individuals. We are individuals. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Be the greatest person that you can be, and do everything you do unto the Lord. Let Him anoint you, and He's already graced you for what you're doing. So just move forward in that. All right? So that's my video for the day. Y'all see this little camera here moving a little bit. One of these days I have to get myself one of those stands for my phone so that it can be stationary. And that time will be here soon and shortly. But until that time comes, you all have a great day. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. You can like it, you can share it, and you can comment, and you can subscribe. Alrighty? So until we meet again, have a great day. Bye-bye.